Hi all. I am Jishnu, studying in Kendriya Vidyalaya Habal, Bengaluru. Part of Team Ingenious Geniuses. In this video you will learn about the human body. The human body is a single structure, but it is made up of billions of smaller structures of four major kinds: cells, tissues, organs, and systems. An organ is an organization of several different kinds of tissues so arranged that together they can perform a special function. Heart. The heart is the major organ of the cardiovascular system. It is the size of a fist. It is located between your lungs in the middle of your chest, slightly tilted to the left. It pumps blood through a network of arteries and veins throughout the body. Brain. The brain is one of the most complex organs of the body, made up of more than 100 billion nerves that help other organs communicate with each other. Lungs. The lungs are a pair of spongy, air-filled organs that are part of the respiratory system, and located on either side of the chest. Kidneys. The kidneys are a pair of bean-shaped organs that are part of the urinary system and located on either side of the spine, below the ribs, and deep in the abdomen. Liver. The liver is the largest internal solid organ in the body, located on the right side of the abdomen. It has multiple functions, the most important being energy production and metabolism. Skin. The skin acts as a protective barrier against bacteria or fungi from entering the body. It maintains body temperature and pH balance. Bones. Bones support organs and muscles but also play a major role in calcium metabolism in the body. Adrenal glands. These glands secrete hormones that help the body deal with stress. If these organs fail, the body may go into a potentially fatal shock. Hematopoietic system. Blood consists of red and white cells and platelets. If this organ system fails, it can lead to severe bleeding or death from severe infections. A system is an organization of varying numbers and kinds of organs so arranged that together they can perform complex functions for the body. Some of these systems include the cardiovascular system, the digestive system, the respiratory system, the urinary system, the nervous system, the skeletal system. The human cardiovascular system organ conveys blood through vessels to and from all parts of the body, carrying nutrients and oxygen to tissues, and removing carbon dioxide and other wastes. It is a closed tubular system in which the blood is propelled by the heart. Two circuits, the pulmonary and the systemic, consist of arterial, capillary, and venous components. The primary function of the heart is to serve as a muscular pump propelling blood into and through vessels to and from all parts of the body. The arteries, which receive this blood at high pressure and velocity and conduct it throughout the body, have thick walls that are composed of elastic fibrous tissue and muscle cells. The arterial tree, the branching system of arteries, terminates in short, narrow, muscular vessels, called arterioles, from which blood enters capillaries. These thin, microscopic capillaries are permeable to vital cellular nutrients and waste products that they receive and distribute. From the capillaries, the blood, now depleted of oxygen and burdened with waste products, moving more slowly and under low pressure, enters small vessels called venules that converge to form veins, ultimately guiding the blood on its way back to the heart. The human digestive system is the system used in the human body for the process of digestion. The human digestive system consists primarily of the digestive tract, or the series of structures and organs through which food and liquids pass during their processing into forms absorbable into the bloodstream. The system also consists of the structures through which wastes pass in the process of elimination, and other organs that contribute juices necessary for the digestive process. The digestive tract begins at the lips and ends at the anus. It consists of the oral cavity, with its teeth for grinding the food, and its tongue, which serves to knead food and mix it with saliva. The throat or pharynx, the esophagus, the stomach. The small intestine consists of villi, which are finger-like projections that increase the surface area of the small intestine. The large intestine, the rectum. Glands contributing digestive juices include the salivary glands, the gastric glands in the stomach lining, the pancreas, and the liver and its adjuncts, the gallbladder and bile ducts. All of these organs and glands contribute to the physical and chemical breaking down of ingested food, and to the eventual elimination of non-digestible wastes. The human respiratory system is the system in humans that takes up oxygen and expels carbon dioxide. The lungs are located in the thorax, where its delicate tissues are protected by the bony and muscular thoracic cage. The lung provides the tissues of the human body with a continuous flow of oxygen and clears the blood of the gaseous waste product, carbon dioxide. Atmospheric air is pumped in and out regularly through a system of pipes called conducting airways, which join the gas exchange region with the outside of the body. The airways can be divided into upper and lower airway systems. The transition between the two systems is located where the pathways of the respiratory and digestive systems cross, just at the top of the larynx. The human urinary system is the organ system that includes the kidneys, where urine is produced, the ureters, bladder, urethra for the passage, storage, and voiding of urine. In many respects, the human excretory, or urinary system, resembles those of other mammalian species, but it has its own unique structural and functional characteristics. The terms excretory and urinary emphasize the elimination function of the system. The kidneys, however, both secrete and actively retain within the body certain substances that are as critical to survival as those that are eliminated. The system contains two kidneys, which control the electrolyte composition of the blood and eliminate dissolved waste products and excess amounts of other substances from the blood. The human nervous system is an organized group of cells specialized for the conduction of electrochemical stimuli from sensory receptors through a network to the site at which a response occurs. All living organisms can detect changes within themselves and in their environments. Changes in the external environment include those of light, temperature, sound, motion, and odor. Changes in the internal environment include those in the position of the head and limbs as well as in the internal organs. Once detected, these internal and external changes must be analyzed and acted upon to survive. As life on Earth evolved, and the environment became more complex, The survival of organisms depended upon how well they could respond to changes in their surroundings. The human skeletal system is the internal skeleton that serves as a framework for the body. This framework consists of many individual bones and cartilages. There also are bands of fibrous connective tissue, the ligaments, and the tendons in an intimate relationship with the parts of the skeleton. The human skeleton consists of two principal subdivisions, each with origins distinct from the others, and each presenting certain individual features. These are the axial, comprising the vertebral column, the spine, and much of the skull. The appendicular, to which the pelvic, hip, and pectoral, shoulder, girdles, and the bones and cartilages of the limbs belong. The axial skeleton is a third subdivision, the visceral, comprising the lower jaw, some elements of the upper jaw, and the branchial arches, including the hyoid bone. When one considers the relation of these subdivisions of the skeleton to the soft parts of the human body, it is clear that the functions of the skeleton are of three different types: support, protection, and motion. The five sensory gatekeepers of our bodies: taste, smell, touch, sight, and hearing help us survive. Every day, our ears, nose, tongue, eyes, and skin are constantly bombarded with massive amounts of information from the environment around us that must be processed and responded to. The eyes sit in the orbit of the skull, protected by bone and fat. The white part of the eye is the sclera. It protects anterior structures and surrounds a circular portal formed by the cornea, iris, and pupil. The cornea is transparent to allow light to enter the eye, and curved to direct it through the pupil behind it. Music, laughter, car honks all reach the ears as sound waves in the air. The outer ear funnels the waves down the ear canal, the external acoustic meatus, to the tympanic membrane, the eardrum. The sound waves beat against the tympanic membrane, creating mechanical vibrations in the membrane. The tympanic membrane transfers these vibrations to three small bones, known as auditory ossicles, found in the air-filled cavity of the middle ear. These bones, the malleus, incus, and stapes, carry the vibrations and knock against the opening to the inner ear. The skin consists of three major tissue layers: the outer epidermis, middle dermis, and inner hypodermis. Specialized receptor cells within these layers detect tactile sensations and relay signals through peripheral nerves toward the brain. The presence and location of the different types of receptors makes certain body parts more sensitive. Merkel cells, for example, are found in the lower epidermis of lips, hands, and external genitalia. The sense of smell is called olfaction. It starts with specialized nerve receptors located on hair-like cilia in the epithelium at the top of the nasal cavity. When we sniff or inhale through the nose, some chemicals in the air bind to these receptors. That triggers a signal that travels up a nerve fiber, through the epithelium and the skull bone above, to the olfactory bulbs. The small bumps on the top of the tongue are called papillae. Many of them, including circumvallate papillae and fungiform papillae, contain taste buds. When we eat, chemicals from food enter the papillae and reach the taste buds. These chemicals, or tastants, stimulate specialized gustatory cells inside the taste buds, activating nervous receptors. The receptors send signals to fibers of the facial, glossopharyngeal, and vagus nerves. Thanks for watching the video.